really matter.
Hey guys, welcome. We're here. We got Deer, we got Jimmy, we got Kate, we got Josh. Welcome to Issue for our Brother Antiques.
They can barely see over the edge. Look at them.
We got guests. Well, we are here, guys, and we don't know what we're going to talk about yet, but we're going to start working through some Q&A. And Jimmy has got.
I've been playing with these deer this morning.
What are you doing, Jimmy?
Well, they're pretty cool. They were kind of in the way of the video there, and I thought, you know what? They wanted to make an appearance today, so they were trying to see us and dodge and duck and look at the people.
But we had the other two walk across here.
Yeah.
20 minutes ago? So.
Yeah, I see them way over by the woods now.
Oh yeah, they're over there.
They are. Okay, well, but these two we'll take a look at them, and
Here they go.
Prancer and Dasher.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, in Coffee Talk, we haven't done a Coffee Talk in this is our 3 weeks, so this will be the first one in 3 weeks. And we had a lot of, it's been that long, yeah.
God,
well,
time is just.
Let's recap for a second. We went
soaring.
to Pennsylvania with
Yeah.
Kate. That was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks, yeah.
And then, I don't remember last Monday.
Last Monday, Jimmy wasn't around.
Jimmy wasn't around, and we
We
had
were going to go
something
out to the
else.
Antique Center and do the coffee talk. And when we got to the Antique Center, we just started into everything else and was like, you said, I got some other stuff I can put up. So instead of stopping for coffee talk,
Yeah, we just got busy.
Business took over.
It did. It really did. It's been that way. And then we had our not meet and greet, but a dining after hour, Christmas shopping after hours event at the Heart Friday night. So that was a pretty cool event.
Yeah, Josh and I did get back to.
we were there for the beginning and end. Or I was almost beginning. Helped set up for it, and then Jimmy and I came back at the end after the basketball game.
Yeah,
It
that was nice.
to
It was
meet
good.
everybody, yeah.
It was fun.
So tell us about the in between. How'd it go?
Oh man, it was awesome. The most exciting part about the whole evening was meeting the people.
Yeah.
We see comments on here, and we see, okay, so let me back up and explain for anybody that doesn't know what we're talking about. We had our first ever after hours shopping event at the Heart of Ohio Antique Center. And you had to purchase a ticket. Somebody was asking a question about, hey, who got selected or how did that happen? We actually made an announcement on our YouTube and whatnot channels about it for the first event. We sold tickets to get in, but with your ticket, you got a meal, you got a crazy gift bag, and then you got private shopping at the Heart of Ohio Antique Center until 10 o'clock.
With discounts, right?
With discounts, with discounts, which we only offer, during our customer appreciation days.
Yeah.
So we actually had to reboot the whole system. We had to close out the Antique Center on Friday's books and then open it back up like it was Saturday morning.
Our staff did awesome.
Oh, they did great. They did great.
That's always a little nerve-wracking when you close things out because you always hope they open back up.
Well, the next morning we had
close it out. We'll see.
I hope I open them back up.
Drastic
in the
turn.
morning.
Sorry, Jack. Go ahead. Jimmy and I get to go on. It's over.
Yeah.
You're all good. Keep going.
The light came on this morning though, Josh. It was dim, but it came on.
It's like blinking.
Yeah.
But no, it was really special. We got to share a little bit about the Antique Center, about how I got, just kind of some discussion during dinner. And there was a couple of questions asked about, so we did Q&A. After that, we just hung out. There was great meeting so many people. Honestly, I think we tried to talk with everybody, and Kate did amazing. Like so many people came to see Kate and wanted to talk to Kate, and she made sure that she spent time with every single person, just hanging out, sharing stories. That was crazy.
That's what I think the really cool part is about what you do, and for people even, because there's people out there that this is a big part of their lives. So in order for it to continue to be, they like to be able to interact a little bit with you.
Meet people in a relaxed atmosphere. How often do you get to do that?
Yeah.
Usually you don't. You're busy or you're doing your thing, but you guys got to sit down, relax, chill, break bread.
You guys'
we got
radios are usually going off. You're running around like a chicken with your head cut off.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
But I the people we got to talk to when we got back, they loved it. They loved the interaction. It was kind of really humbling.
Jimmy, you're like me. When we walked in, wasn't it a happy environment?
Yes.
I was like, man, we missed something good here.
We missed it
because
something really
everybody
good.
was so relaxed.
Yeah.
So just having fun.
Tell everybody why you guys weren't there.
Go ahead, Jimmy.
Well, we had a basketball.
Yeah, you got the
I
three
coached
wins,
basketball, and actually I coached the boys freshmen, and I was going to coach Josh's son, but he got promoted right away, like first week. So, but yeah, he's I coached the boys freshman, and then we have JV and varsity games that night, and we played, and we did win. All three teams won.
All three.
And then as soon as we got done, we got in the truck and headed to the Heart. And like he said, then getting to there, as soon as we walked in the doors, it was like awesome. It was like we were right at the tail end of a great Christmas party.
Yes, that's exactly what.
That everyone, you look around and everyone was like, man, everyone had a great time. What am I doing? Why are we so late?
Felt like you really missed out on something. Not
Yeah,
being there. I did.
and it was humbling though too for the people that waited to see us and talk with us, and that meant a lot to me. It really did, because I felt like at least we didn't let them down. We got to see them and meet them. But I wish I could have spent more time there in an event like that.
Yeah.
Like you guys got to, which is awesome that you spent all that time doing it.
What about you, Kate? What was your thoughts about it? You were there a long time.
I mean, piggyback off everything you said, it was really cool to just, people, it was really special what was shared with us. We heard a lot about people, and that was really cool. And yeah, I mean, it was neat to see people just kind of light up, and
It was fun in this that also there was 2 different specific times I remember Kate was just completely crying. Just
so
tears
tired.
were so
so tired.
tears were
So
just
cold.
flowing down.
So cold and tired.
Oh, it wasn't tired. It was
No, it was- there was-
genuine,
it was
heartfelt.
Yeah,
I'd seen one of them.
But that's like a fast track to the
Yeah.
the girl from New York.
Oh, she was so awesome.
I couldn't. Oh my gosh. When we were doing the names, at first I saw her get up and I'm like, oh my God, Jacob's talking. Oh my gosh. And then as soon as she started talking, I was like, I don't know what he's saying, but this is amazing. You're amazing. And I was just.
That's what I was saying. And I'm over there and I'm watching Kate just waterfalls.
I say waterfalls,
I was like,
right?
I can't do this. I was like, this is too much.
It was awesome.
Well, you mentioned New York, so give us a rundown. You had some people from all
Yeah,
over.
I got a few I can remember. So we had the Arizona. I mean, awesome to meet our lady friend from Arizona. I don't know if we're supposed to say names on this or not.
I don't know.
I don't know either. But anyway,
The sucker, right? That's where the
yeah.
that's where the scorpion suckers came
She'll
from.
announce herself.
Yeah, she'll announce herself.
Scorpion suckers.
Leave that to her. Yeah.
Well, I put mine up. That was cool looking. It's strawberry. Strawberry is my favorite kind of candy like that. So
our friend from Arizona that flew in, awesome. First off, she showed up, and her and Kate are acted like sisters. They were just hanging out, talking, sharing tears, crying, and she gave us all a box and a sucker for every person that she has been, on our Whatnot YouTube channel. But the suckers had scorpions in the middle. And she said, "This is from me from Arizona on something that you can only find out here in Arizona."
Right.
And it's like she wants us to eat those suckers. So we're
I was
trying
in
to.
awe when I looked at it. I was like, that is real. I looked at her, I was like, that's real? And she's like, oh, that's real.
I know.
No, it's Lucas's fault, right? You guys
Yeah,
got that connection.
the connection.
It was Lucas's fault because when you were in Pennsylvania, you picked up the paperweights with the scorpions, and Lucas couldn't stop going on about
Yep.
how he didn't like it.
And then on top of
Acrylic,
that, the acrylic scorpions that we sold.
when Dad put
And
one.
then that's what I was gonna say. The other part was she mentioned was when Dad grabbed that lizard and put it in lucite.
Yes, that was it.
For
Yeah.
acrylic, gave it to Kate.
Yes, gave it to you. Yes.
Yeah.
So like there's a behind the story
Yeah.
theme going on
Yeah.
there. That was so cool. Yeah, it was really fun. So they were there from
So you had
Arizona,
Arizona, New York.
New York, Illinois, Minneapolis, Ripley, Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dayton, Ohio.
Dayton, Ohio.
Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah, there was one from Dayton. We had a New Carlisle, Ohio person. It was really cool to meet the young girl, 11-year-old,
Yeah.
first time ever at the Antique Center. Just was like in awe of all of it, and she ended up buying
I got
something.
to meet
Yeah,
her
she wanna be
when
like-
we were leaving. When we were getting there, they were leaving. Her and her dad,
Yes,
and they were leaving, but they had an excellent time. They were still just smiling and bubbly and
yeah.
having fun. So I thought that was really a neat experience for them.
Well, thinking about that, for her and her age, she wants to be an entrepreneur, and she's trying to figure out what she wants to do. And what better way? I mean, that was like a science fair to her, probably. I mean,
Get to hear everybody's stories.
Yeah, and hear all the stories and hear everything that happened. We had a job fair, science fair, field trip, all rolled into one for a young kid like that. And that's awesome because how often you get to go see what you want to do and experience, get that knowledge from people that have done it for a long time. It was kind of cool.
It was really awesome. Again, meeting all the folks. We had dinner. We had Italian served, so catered in, and then
Janet worked her butt off.
Janet did great.
Janet worked her butt off.
Yeah. We got a secret weapon with Janet.
She wouldn't stop. Even when she could have taken a break and let off the gas a little, she found something
going.
else to make sure everybody was beyond taken care
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
When they say
2 steps ahead.
when we say that kind of like people have different kind of mojos, and ours would be reference to Star Wars when it says "May the Force be with you." Ours is kind of like "May Janet be with you." She's in the back doing it all, and it gets done, and you're like, "How'd you do that?" I just thought about it.
And Andy and Janet telling the jokes on the
It was
intercom.
so funny.
That just was, oh man, that was awesome.
Yeah, our staff was so relaxed because there was only limited shoppers. We had a staff there, and so they were able to like do goofy things and have fun with it and get engaged with everyone really well. And Janet, like she just said, Janet and Andy were both doing dad jokes over the intercom in the whole antique center. That was really cool. That was so cool. But yeah, so we had a lot of comments about it. In order to sign up for that event, you had to call or email the antique center and register to sign up. We did sell tickets for it, and some folks have asked, "Are you guys going to do that again?" It looked really good. We probably will. Just don't know the date yet. We will post it though. Make sure we advertise it and post it. Yeah. So if you're following us and watching this channel, you'll have that insight when we decide to. But our next big event, Josh, that we know is on the books, with the Big Hat Day.
It's not on the books yet.
It's pencils.
Yeah, it's pencils. It's on our whiteboard.
It's on the whiteboard.
It's on the whiteboard.
It's on the whiteboard.
Big Hat Day / Dealer Day, and inviting our dealers to work. We're still working through this, but we're talking about doing something where we invite our dealers in to work their booths and being able to engage and interact with the customers, along with a Big Hat Day, kind of like a Derby Day. So we're still working through all of it. We'll figure it out.
But something's gonna happen.
Right now, that's the thing that we're.
Yeah.
That's our next bit. Well, we got to get through our Christmas season. Yeah. It's a really busy time at the Antique Center.
Well, yesterday was literally customer appreciation.
Yes.
One of our winners yesterday was from Anchorage, Alaska.
Wow.
So we do giveaways every hour that people sign up for, and yeah,
Anchorage, Alaska. Yesterday.
How amazing is that? So we were represented all over the place this past weekend.
Wow, amazing. That's cool.
Now, when you do Big Hat Day, you're going to have to put an asterisk on a size limitation of how big the hat is.
Maybe we should call it Derby Hat. Yeah, Derby Hat Day.
Derby
Instead of Big Hat.
I did think that. I could see Jimmy walking with one of those
like a
giant
6 foot
foam.
Well,
I did reference one of our movies, Dumb and Dumber. You had that big cowboy hat on, right?
Yeah.
Big styrofoam.
Little paddle.
People could run with that. I'm just saying.
You're right.
It's a little...
Or because you got that big cat hat too.
Special hat day.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the cat
Derby
hat,
hat,
8
special
foot striped.
Yeah.
Oh, that was.
Jimmy's wardrobe's already.
I was gonna say, I'm just sitting here thinking
about it.
My mind went to Jimmy's wardrobe room. I'm
Yeah.
That's
like,
what struck me
that
for
could,
me.
we may have to limit Jimmy.
You know it's getting bad though in the back, because now sometimes when they're in the back and they're trying to get around the table and they're here and I hear this fussing like, get this thing out. What is it? And I'm like, oh, that's Jimmy's wardrobe stuff. It's in the...
You remember the spray adhesive that we bought
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago? I was looking for it and I was digging through your clothes. Like, I'm like, where is this? I know he set it over here.
We did.
So, I never did find it, by the way. I don't know if I'm good.
It's under the
Under one of your
well, I think it's under
outfits,
the
or-
bumblebee
Oh.
outfit.
Did not look under the bumblebee.
So two other things I want to make sure we talk about in today's coffee talk. One was the PA trip. We went and visited Kate because we haven't done a coffee talk since that one. And then the second one is that Dalton collection. Let's go PA next. Let's talk about that. So Kate said, "Hey, you guys got to come out and see Daryl's class," and it was so spectacular. Lucas was more excited to go to Pennsylvania and do that than do anything this season.
That was so cool.
Yeah.
Lucas was so excited.
Wasn't it fun?
It was so neat. And yesterday, I'm going to tell on her, yesterday when you asked Audrey what her favorite thing was, she said the Pennsylvania trip.
Really?
Yeah.
Which just is so cool.
Yeah. So we got to go out and hang out in Kate's stomping ground and meet Daryl. And Lucas got a piece of glass that he bought for himself. Incredible piece of glass.
Modest of you. Yeah.
Well, you know what though? He had made his mind up. He wanted to buy a certain kind of piece of glass. When he had been talking about it for months, he said, "This is what I want to find on the trip," and he found that piece, and then he kept going back to this other piece. Like he went back like 10 times. He said, "Dad, are you going to buy that piece?" And I'm like, I mean, I can. Are you? What do you want to do? And we talked about it for a while, and then he finally came up to me and said, "I want that one." I was like, "All right, it's yours then. You get it." And he said he's really good at saving his money and really focusing on like building his collection, investing, and things like that. And both pieces he got, I feel like, are investment pieces. Just really incredible. But man, they had such a fun time.
Well, I will say about the first piece that he was going on and on about the bowl. He was so excited about this bowl, and I didn't really know. I just was like, "Oh, okay, like cool." I'm like, "Oh, you guys got this bowl," but I didn't know the story behind it. And he was excited to find it because you had bought and sold it.
I did, yeah.
And that's really cool.
Yeah, he was. So what happened was
you were the inspiration.
Lucas was looking at our old auction catalogs on our website, which you can do that. You can go to theburners.com and go to our old catalogs and just do like searches from high to low. And so he spends hours just looking at what we've sold stuff for. And he came across a Steuben acid etched plum bowl. And he's like, "Dad, that's the best bowl I've ever seen." And who bought it? And he looked it up and he tried to track it down. It had already been sold, so he ran into a dead end. And he was like, "Man, I want one of those so bad." And if you come across another one, I want it. And so when we went to PA, that was what he wanted to buy, and he found that like within 20 minutes or something. Like it's really hard to find, but I think Kate had already kind of gave him a warning that
Actually, I didn't until the night before, because I remember Lucas saying, he was like, I didn't really think about it until, was it Saturday night when he was like, "I really want this exact bowl." I was like, "Oh, I should have asked if they have it." Well, because they have stuff in other places and home, I was like, "I should have seen it." And the person I texted actually said they didn't know if they had that. So I was like a little nervous walking in Sunday morning.
You saying that though reminds me. I was watching back the video the other night, and when Jacob was doing the sold bins, and he talked about that little Victor dog that he had bought.
Do you remember that?
Yes, but when you said that, it took me straight back 35 years ago to the auction house in Dowsville with that little Victor dog.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh my God." I haven't thought about that since, but I had flashbacks of you bringing that dog in, buying it, and Dad even being a little hesitant about the price you paid for it. I mean, it was, 35 years ago, he gave 40 or 45 bucks for this little Victor dog. And I was like, "Ooh," I was like, "Is that worth some money?" But I mean, it was kind of cool though. I mean, that threw back, that dug out a file that I hadn't brought up in a long time. Yeah. But it was kind of neat just thinking about that.
Yeah, it's the same thing. That dog I bought when I was going to visit you at college. Where I bought that up in
Defiance. You know what? I didn't put that part. I knew there was something else to it, but I couldn't remember. That's where you got it, up there.
Yep, visiting you at college.
You bought it, and I remember what antique store you bought it at, just down the road.
Yeah. But yeah, that's crazy how
cool.
the mind is attached to the antiques, isn't it? Memories. It's the memories. But we went to Daryl's on Sunday, and it was incredible. Lucas got a great piece of glass, but Uncle Funky's.
Yeah, I was going to say we went to Renninger's on Sunday with the intention to see
That's a place I'd
Daryl,
like to
and
go
it
see.
snowballed into this whole thing. And it was a party in there. It was so lively. Everybody was running around, was excited, and
we had a lot of fun.
You single-handedly pumped some life into that place that Sunday. It was exciting to be around for sure. And Nancy, yeah.
Nancy was the best.
She is the best.
She was so cool to meet Nancy. If you guys get out to what town is this in again? I forget the name.
So it's technically Denver, PA, but it's Adamstown, Denver, PA. It's, it's right there.
Yeah, it's literally.
Where the pool is, that's it.
It's that far apart. No, it's literally like that. And Uncle Funky's, you got to go visit Nancy if you're out that way, because it's a special treat. And I got some video in there. You look at the video; it's crazy. I'm sure Kate's got lots of video there too. And Jimmy, we both said it. Jimmy's got to
They
go.
need to go.
Yeah, I want to go. That's Uncle Funky's. That just sounds fun.
Well, when we
Yeah.
walked in, the first thing I said on the video, I was like, "Oh, Jimmy would like that right there." It was cool.
But
And
even
Nancy
though
was
it's
awesome.
a cool place, it's her personality.
Oh, 100%.
She's
so cool.
She is the destination.
Yeah, and then we went from there over to Vintage Kitchen.
Yes, to see Tommy.
And then after that, we were wiped out. Like that took hours.
We went to Lancaster County Antique Center.
Yes, we did.
After with Dagny, which was so fun.
Dagny was awesome. If you haven't seen the video, hanging out with Dagny, she's just the kindest person. It's kind of
She is.
such a sweetheart. Her just pure heart. You love seeing that. And Dagny's just
In the diner. Shout out to our favorite waitress.
yeah. What was her name? I don't remember her name. Shout out though.
That's all I know is it sounds like they had a really good time.
What was the name of the
I don't
diner?
want to sit over here and pout, but I,
I
feel
don't
like
know
we're
the
like
name.
this.
The diner was
That's
awesome.
how I feel. I'm over here like
Hey, what we're
Dagny.
hoping is that the next time these guys go,
You got,
right?
You have
I'm
to.
still pouting.
we're pouting.
You have to. Well, I don't think either one of us realized what it was going to turn into because I think we both had the mindset that we were excited for Lucas.
Yeah. Literally, I was just going out there to watch Lucas buy a piece of glass.
And I'm somewhat jaded because I live there and like I'm so used to it and
Right.
I'm spoiled. And you have, you guys have America's largest antique centers and this auction business forever. So it's like when you put the two together, you're like, this is a cool place or whatever, but we're really excited for Lucas. And then you got there and it was like,
It's fun.
it was a lot of fun.
It's like being in Vegas and they're pumping oxygen into the room and bells and whistles are going off and ding 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 and you're like, I feel alive.
well, it also reminded me, I thought about it and I was like, well, duh, I see all this stuff all the time, but when I go on the road trip to see you guys, I'm like a chicken with my head cut off the first day at the antique center. I'm
The
so
wow
excited.
factor, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, it's the same thing. Duh.
Right. When we get there.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll get there one of these days, huh, Jimmy?
Well,
Hey, I'm saying
One of these days.
road trip. We got to do a road trip and do like a Friday through Monday or Tuesday.
But if
that'd be
you
good.
go during the winter, you just gotta make sure you stay on the turnpike. I told you guys.
It
We
gets a little
ended
sketchy
up.
out that way, the roads do.
Well, she said, "Don't get off the turnpike no matter what you do." Big sign on turnpike. Turnpike closed. Accident. I'm like, everyone must exit. She said not to get off. Not to get
I
off.
should have said there. No.
Hey,
And then I'm
I
like,
know
I
somebody
know
that said,
somebody
don't get
smokes.
off this thing,
I've
so I'm
fallen
not
for
getting
that trick
off.
before.
So we get off the turnpike, and then all of a sudden we're going 30 mile an hour, snow coming like crazy, following a semi truck up a hill. I'm like, well, this is why she said don't get off the turnpike.
100%.
Yeah, and it's windy. And
Yeah, up the mountain. I said hill. It was a
It was a
mountain.
mountain. It was a big hill.
It was a big hill. All right, so the
East Coast driving's different.
it is different.
Oh, it's white.
The roads here, they go north, south, east, west. When you get out that way, they don't go north, south, east, west.
That's why
You
the
go around the
vacation
mountain.
Around and ups and downs.
They do, but they do it in about a half a mile. North, south, east, west, south, north, up, down.
And the weather changes so frequently
Oh,
out there.
yeah.
You can be 10 minutes away and it's a different beast.
Well, that's what we started climbing the mountain, and it went from rain to snow or rain to ice to snow.
Yeah.
And then you get up top of the snow, then back down, and it's like, well, there we go.
Happens quick.
Happens quick. That was very fast. Dropped 15 degrees. And okay, so the other a lot of comments, and I'm not reading all the comments verbatim today, obviously. The Royal Dalton collection that we bought, the Dalton collection, there was a lot of comments on that. We are going to have that uploaded this week on our burners.com sale. We've actually came up, we originally thought we were going to sell it January 2nd, but we're backing that up till January the 9th. We're only going to have around 450 lots in that entire auction. We've got the Dalton group, which is around 200 lots. There's 125 pieces of great glass, including the glass from Pennsylvania that we picked up. So there's Tiffany in there. There's an incredible Durand, an American art glass collection that's awesome, a Victorian art glass collection that's awesome. There's Webb. There's just crazy stuff. It's going to be an incredible sale. And then we'll have a group of gold in there. So that will be the 9th. And those items, we had a lot of comments about it. literally, if you are interested in bidding on those, make sure you pay attention to that auction because it's all starting at $1. Incredible group.
I walked in, I got back and I walked in the auction and I seen that Dalton stuff sitting on the table and I was like, oh my goodness. I was with Lucas. I said, where did this? What happened? I said, I've never seen stuff like this before.
Yeah.
I mean, not to say that I've seen a lot, but I've seen a few items, but that stuff's impressive.
Yeah, it's really
impressive.
rare stuff. We can't find a comparable to the urn at all. Like there's nothing. We can't find anything online. We've reached out to one of the Dalton collectors societies, but they got to give you permission to get answers and stuff on there. And
that's probably why
back.
it looked like it was in a boxing ring because Lucas had a little straw set up with a little rope around it. Don't touch.
Oh, that was so cool. So that stuff is coming up.
I was going to tell you that's where your butterscotches are. No, they're inside there.
Are they? Get in there and find them.
Hey, I'm hitting those
What's your
butterscotches.
favorite piece?
I can see.
Yeah.
I turned that thing upside down and shaking it out. He would have a coronary. So, Jacob. Yeah. We should find a. That's what we should have done. We should have had a replica made of it.
Oh, don't even say it, Jimmy.
Plastic.
Don't say it.
So my favorite piece of the Dalton collection, I don't know. There's 3 pieces that are like really stunning to me. One of them is the big piece that I was just describing. So there's an urn. The lady had literally bought it from a company in Miami, and the tag is still on it, where she paid $34,560 or some crazy number for it. It's an amazing piece of porcelain, but I think it was like a special commission piece.
It's
It's
car
got
loan or what kind of...
well, this
I traded it for a car.
we had people that want to know like what was the backstory. And so the backstory on the Dalton collection, the lady had no heirs. She's still alive, but she's in a nursing home now, and the attorneys and everything that are taken over, they hired a liquidator to come in and liquidate the collection. What's fascinating is this: we got the Dalton, but there was another company that got all the Chanel. She wore like only high-end stuff, so all of her clothing was Chanel and things of this nature.
Me too.
You know, right? Yeah. And then the Rembrandts got sent to auction as well. So she had a couple of Rembrandts and Picassos that got sent off to a different auction house, and we were fortunate enough to
Just top tier, high end.
high end stuff. And one of the auction companies that we don't talk about, but we do a lot of just trading over the years. A pretty big company is the one that said, "Hey, call Burners in Ohio. They're close to you, and they would be interested in the Dalton." And so that's how we got to call the referral on it from one of our friends in South Florida. So, but yeah. Anyways, no kids, and inherited a lot of wealth in her lifetime, and it's like it's at the end of the rope. She's got stuff she's doing with the funds, whatever, and they liquidated it, got a hold of us. Incredible opportunity for anyone that's interested in Dalton, because this stuff's going on the market and it's the rarest. So I got a paper sent to me yesterday, a text by the liquidators, and I had an original document where there was a pair of floral vases she paid $7,000 for, and it's from the company that sold her. Orchids, yes. Orchids.
Not flowers.
Not flowers. They are orchids. Flowers.
Those big words.
Those big words. Orchids. I can handle that word.
This is the part of the show where Josh and I sit quietly.
Again, Jimmy.
Baby pal. Orchids. Did you bring the pocket dictionary?
Just quickly go to your coffee.
Oh yeah. Orchids.
So the orchids are pretty incredible, and they're done by I think the artist is Drew Berry, and again $7,000. Was what she paid, and there's a whole paper with them that we got sent to us, and there's 200 pieces like this. There's a plaque that we found, her price tag on the back of $14,000. There's little Dalton figures. I had no idea that Dalton figures would sell for $8,000, $9,000, and $10,000. There's several that still have tags on them. When I say price tags, they're not new price tags, but they're from a company that actually sells antiques from their company's name, and so you'll be able to see all of that online. My second favorite piece, though, the big one, the big urn, would be my favorite. I really like the tall vase, and are those water lilies, I think? I don't know if you remember the vase. It's about 30 inches tall. It's impressive.
It's on
to
the
me. table? Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, that would be my second favorite piece. and there was a third urn there on that table as well. But I'm curious of this though. You and I went through and looked at the collection, and you were drawn to something different. Tell me what you liked.
Oh, well, my favorite, hands down, you'd be able to describe it better than I do, but when you go a few shelves down, there's two kind of, what is it, like a pastel pink vase with figures on it, and the painting on them is
it's monumental.
They're probably about this big.
Yeah.
And there's two of them, but the first one, I just was like...
Yeah, there's painting on there of a lady, and her dress is flowing, and the colors are pastel, and it's like just the quality. It reminds you of like a KPM plaque, but it's on Dalton, turn of the century.
It's even like crazier because of the colors.
Yeah,
it's so unexpected. That was my favorite. And then I want to say my second favorite on this shelf with the figures. There's one that's very different than all of them. It's like a little girl with an umbrella. It's just strange. And then of course, third would be the nymph in front of that one vase, the little fairy.
Yeah,
she's amazing. She's like taller. She's kind of like an Art Deco archback. And then I love the box with the Meissen because of the box. I love those old collar boxes and all that stuff. But I was very excited. The first thing I was excited to do when I got there was look at the plaques, because I felt like you guys were showing off a lot of the pieces, but I didn't really get to see the plaques.
Yeah.
But there's one that's like in this case with like green velvet, and it's tiny portraits of like a boy and girl.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And it's nowhere near as like regal as all the others, but there's something about it I think was my
very
favorite.
Very cool.
You had a couple of pieces picked out.
I looked at, first of all, I was blown away by the whole collection, because there was some of it that I was like, I would have never been able to say what this was, just looking at it. And Jacob's going through and showing them to me, and I'm like, oh wow. But yeah, some of the little fairies I thought was pretty cool. There was probably, I don't know, 5, 6 of them that were out front that I was looking at, and we were talking about them. I thought they were neat. But surprising, so surprising, all of it. And then seeing the price tags on them, I was just blown away. I had no idea that they were worth that. And
it's interesting that someone actually paid those retail prices.
Well, I think I told you on a couple of those at a yard sale. I would have looked at them and been like, that's really cool, but I would have just thought it was. I could have passed it. Like I could have missed it, I guess, on a few of them.
Yeah, especially
because I had no idea. Like I'm like, man,
would you pay $500 for that piece? $25,000.
Would you pay $50 or $100 if you were at a garage sale and went across it?
Right.
I've never seen them.
Right.
I guess is what I'm saying is.
Oh yeah.
And then when you see them, and it's like, man, and you look at the actual work and detail on them, and they're just beautiful. But I really thought the fairies were cool.
Another really interesting thing from this collection is how much Lucas is learning. So now he's studied when it was made. He studied, like, we found that one of these big jug, it's like a mug, a loving mug, but it's really big. It says proof before numbers. Yeah. We had no idea what that meant, but now we've realized that when Dalton made these limited edition pieces, they would make a proof and it would have to get okay, and they would write proof before numbers before the official count came out. So it was a pre-production proof of the porcelain piece. We've got one of those, and it's like, okay, you can't find them online. They're only one of us,
Well, stuff like that. It's kind of neat that
with those, you got what, 8 or 10 of them across just the ones, the proof before numbers. But how often have you seen?
I've never seen one before.
But you've got 8 of them. It's just like
numbers.
The whole thing is like.
What's cool about Lucas too, though, is he's so young that now I told him about like his mentor, who he should try to be, like George down the road, 40 years, 50 years,
5 years.
Right. But Lucas is really smart. Yeah. But I'm saying, he digs into the background of that stuff.
Yeah,
like, he doesn't just buy it and learn that piece, like what it's worth. He wants to know who made it, when it was made, when it. He studied the background.
He studied Dalton,
awesome.
and it was really cool. I don't remember the exact year. It was like 1821 or something that Dalton started making stuff, and then they were partnership with several different companies over time, and then how they became Royal Dalton, and how they were officially allowed to use the royal name.
Well, and that's kind of, when I think of Royal Dalton, a lot of times I'm thinking of the mugs and of Royal
Toby
Dalton.
mugs and figurines.
Yes, those are the things that we see. I am not used to seeing what you have. And that's why I was just blown away. It's like, man, this is so cool.
It should have like another royal in front of it. It should say Royal.
Regal Royal.
Regal Royal.
No, it's
right.
really cool.
Well, anyway, so that collection, guys, will be online this week. Burners.com. It should be up in a couple days. We're in the middle of processing it right now. Anything else recap wise? We good? You guys?
It was a great weekend, and thank you to our customers coming out and supporting the dealers this weekend for customer appreciation. You guys, everything we do there at the Heart, it's for the dealers, it's for the customers. We try to make it, as good as we can. So
Also, I've seen a lot of the crossing there of like the dealers and the customers and then the people, the cashiers and we had actual dealers that was buying donuts for the employees, and then the lunch was provided, and then people were being just nice and kind. I mean, it's a great atmosphere. And when you walked around there, it was like a festival. It
And
really
you notice
was.
that too. You feel it, because especially like it's kind of, when you get into like a bath of ice water or something, it's like a shock to the system.
Oh yeah.
It's like that
This made me
going other
cold.
places, because you leave your antique center and you go somewhere else, and like sometimes it's like poof, and you're like, oh yeah, like not everywhere has that energy,
So I know that first of all, our staff, they've done a wonderful
Kudos,
job.
man. They're awesome.
This is a tough weekend. We asked them to stay late Friday, and they know Saturday and Sunday is going to be crazy busy. And that's exactly what happened. And man, we did a good job. They did a great job. And I think they represented everyone well, from, our dealers and staff, the Heart, everything. It was just really good. It was a great weekend.
Well, I think
So I guess
Friday night, the staff was just as excited to be there as
Yeah.
the people who paid to be there.
Yeah, it was incredible.
It's so cool, though. That's what's great about the staff there at the Heart.
So I do want to say thank you to everyone that came Friday. And I don't know who wants to be named or not, so I'm not going to say names, but you guys know who you are. And blessings to you guys. It was so incredible to meet every one of you. And we value that you actually, would fly in from Arizona or drive from PA or New York or, wherever you came from. And incredible. Blessings to you. Also, we are really striving to create enthusiasm in our antiques industry, and you see it at the Heart of Ohio. There's something happening that's really special, as Kate was describing, as Josh is describing. I want you to come enjoy it. Come and enjoy it. Come out to the Heart of Ohio Antique Center, see us, visit us. I'll say hi, whatever. But more importantly, experience the Antique Center. It is one of a kind. There's nothing like it anywhere in the world. The experience you're going to have, I hope, and our goal is that you will be forever blessed by it. Like it'll just be a place that sets the bar extremely high for you, and you're going to see rare stuff, and you're going to see common
So you have the
stuff, and
opportunity
everything
to
in
see
between.
so much, and it's
Yeah.
just there's from rarities to things that you're looking for, specifics. It's a fun place to go and shop, and it's really nice right now because people are coming in and they're like, "Do you have this?" Because they're looking for a gift.
Yeah.
And we're like, "Yeah, all right, go here, look there."
If you want a Christmas shop, they got it from A to Z.
Oh, yeah.
It's out there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Any price
a lot of
point.
really
any
fun
price
gifts.
point and any era. I mean, from the 90s to 1890. I mean, it's
Coffee cups on the right.
be coffee splash in a minute.
All right, well, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment to our channel. We're trying to grow our channel. Kate as well. Follow that bug. Make sure you're following her. Follow us both and share with your friends. We'd love to take you on this journey. America's largest antique center. We own and operate it, as well as our other antique endeavors. Kate's an incredible whatnot seller. She's taught us how to sell on whatnot. We have the auction company behind the scenes constantly, and above all,
Behind the scenes, Jimmy.
we got Jimmy.
And the deer are back.
We got a Jimmy. The deer are back.
Woo-hoo. They're excited. Look, they want to get out
Hey,
to the
Merry
Heart.
Christmas too. Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Make sure you're telling your
Merry
friends and
Christmas,
family
everyone.
Merry Christmas. Blessings to you guys, and keep going. All right, Jimmy, what we got?
Left or right?
We
Keep
done?
going left or right?
I'm not sure what's happening here. Like, subscribe, comment. We'll see you later.
Have a good day.